What's going on, guys? This is my helmet, my Answer Comet Storm. This is my camera, my GoPro Hero 3 Plus. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I mount my GoPro on my helmet. There is the option of the side mount, the top mount, and the under the visor mount. You're going to need a couple different GoPro adapters, clips, a curved adhesive mount for the top and the side mounts, and a flat adhesive mount for the under the visor mount. Let's first start with the side mount here on the left side of my helmet. One of the big benefits that I like about the side mount is that you can really see your entire bike. It's like a really immersive view and it looks really good. One of the cons to this is it does take off the balance of your helmet a little bit, so you're going to feel a little heavy to one side, but that might only affect you at first. After riding around a couple minutes, you might not even notice it. Now let's talk about the mount on the top of the helmet. The benefits of this mount are being able to actually see from like the rider's point of view. You get to see over top of the handlebars rather than on the side of the handlebars, which is a little bit less realistic. Another benefit of this that outweighs the side mount is that it's balanced right in the middle of your helmet, so you probably won't even notice that that's there at all. Cons with this mount, especially if you're riding in the woods, this mount adds another 5 or 6 inches onto the top of your helmet, which if you're going under trees or branches of any kind, you have to remember at all times that this is here, because while it's made to handle abuse like that and it probably won't fall off, you don't want to have to deal with that. So you'll constantly have to remember that this is on the top of your helmet. The last mount that I want to talk about today is the mount where the GoPro is actually underneath your visor. A really popular method of doing this is putting it right here on the helmet underneath the visor, but a lot of helmets like mine don't have the capabilities for that because I have things all up in here that are in the way. It's impossible for me to mount the GoPro right there. So what I decided to do instead was I took one of GoPro's flat adhesive mounts and put it on the side of my visor. My visor doesn't have a good flat spot up here to mount it on. It has a little indent here and it's a sharp slant. So I put it on a slant right here, and then to compensate for that slant, all you need to do is take one of these small GoPro adapter pieces and put it upside down right in this clip. This isn't the normal J clip that I used for the other two. This is a clip that's just flat and has a little GoPro mount sticking out of it. So you stick that on the slanted portion of your helmet. You take the small GoPro adapter piece, slide this in, take a short screw, screw it in, and then you're going to have to mount your GoPro upside down and use, of course, the long screw to mount the GoPro into that adapter piece. Now, since your GoPro is upside down, you're going to have to go into the settings and change the view from right side up to upside down, and then it will film everything just fine, even though that the GoPro is hanging upside down. The things that you want to make sure about this mount to get a great video is make sure that this is perfectly straight. You want to compensate for the angle in this clip up here. So if this were straight with the clip, it would be slanted over to this side because that's how the clip is. But making sure that's straight will give you a good level video. The next thing, like all the other mounts, you want to make sure that the GoPro is not looking too far down at the ground, and you want to make sure that it's not looking too far up into the sky. Mainly when you're riding, your helmet's tilted a little bit down. You're not looking straight ahead like that. You're looking like that. So if your GoPro is in line with your goggles at all times, it's probably going to be just facing towards the ground. So what I do is I take the GoPro and tilt it up this way just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. If you see here, you'll be able to see that it's not actually perfectly in line with my goggles. It is tilted up a little bit. And that all you have to do that is leave it loose and adjust it this way. And you're going to have to play around with it using the Wi-Fi on your GoPro attached to your smartphone app. Sitting on your bike and actually visualizing what the camera is looking at is the best way to solve this problem of the GoPro looking at the ground. But a good rule of thumb is just to tilt it up a slight bit so it's not level with your goggles. It looks a little bit, just a little bit higher than your goggles. Now, the benefits of this mount. Number one, in my opinion, it is the most realistic view. It is almost as if they are seeing your riding straight out of where your eyes are. You get to see the handlebars as if you are directly over top of it. You see everything when you turn. You have none of the helmet in the view. It's just very, very realistic, especially if you use super view. Now, some cons to this mount are because it's upside down, you're gonna have to go into the settings tab and you're gonna have to change it from right side up to upside down. That's not too difficult, but I guess one other thing that people might struggle with is the fact that it is in your vision space a little bit. It does come down maybe 1/4 of an inch, a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch in front of your goggles. So you will see it there when you're riding. It doesn't really obstruct your view, but you are going to see something in your peripheral vision at all times while you're riding. I have got used to it really, really quick, and I'm sure if you try this view out, you'll get used to it very quickly as well.